Chris, we made it, man.
We made
How
it.
are you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Yeah.
You know, we're here. It's live. It's happening.
Yes.
It's an exciting day here.
Absolutely. And we're going to take a deep dive into everything that goes into hosting this tournament and everything how excited we are, the golf course itself. But before we do, let's kick things off with some news and some headlines.
News and headlines are brought to you by Sandbagger Hard Seltzer. Sandbagger. Everybody knows one.
So we ran into each other, Chris, on Monday morning. It was about 8:30 maybe, and you looked at me and you said, "I'm like a kid on Christmas morning right now," and that was Monday morning. How have your emotions just bounced around throughout this entire week? Because this has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
It has been a long time coming. You know, and I think on Monday I would have told you I was a mix of nervousness, excitement, stress, and pride, all of the above. And we're really just making sure we take the time to step back and enjoy the moment and enjoy every day here. We've worked so hard, we've got an incredible team. You know, it's been years in the making, so to not step back and take it all in would be a shame.
Absolutely, and I think that's great advice to anyone in any walk of life, right? Because everyone has different things going on. They have stress going on, but to enjoy it, to have fun. And one thing that when I was talking with Brian Decker yesterday on our show, and we've mentioned this before too, is the tagline, built for this. And this facility, TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley, is really built for the RBC Canadian Open, isn't it?
We have a wonderful working partnership with Golf Canada, and fortunately we had enough lead time with them to give us time to make some changes in our clubhouse planning, the golf course renovation, and everything else we're doing here. So, you know, some of it, not all of it, some of it's been done with this week in mind and future events in mind. So, you know, we very proudly say we're built for this.
Yeah, and you really are. It's a huge property for those who haven't been on. There's 3 exceptional 18-hole golf courses too, and we're seeing weather now. And we were just talking before we went on the air. We think the weather's sort of behind us now in terms of rain?
Well, knock on wood. You know, that's what the forecast is showing us for the next few days. The forecast can change quickly up here, so we're cautiously optimistic that we've put the worst of the weather behind us.
Yeah, and you were actually out there during the Pro-Am yesterday. It was a little warmer, a little more firm out there. How was your experience in the Pro-Am?
You know what? I love getting out with these guys, and you know, just to put all of the operational stuff behind me for a few hours, and had a chance to play with Sam Burns.
Oh, nice!
Lovely guy. We had a great conversation walking together for 9 holes. Man, he hits the ball a long ways. Met a young player, Chandler Phillips, second year on tour. That's always an interesting experience to get to walk with someone who's newer on tour, who's really clawing his way in and fighting for it. So great to see the course from inside the ropes and experience a little bit about what the players are going through. But I'm a golf fan, and to be able to walk with players like that is exciting too.
And you just gain an appreciation. You just hearing the way they hit the golf ball. It's that thud, and even Sam Burns in particular. It's this like boom, like on every shot, and he's a great ball striker, isn't he?
He's a phenomenal ball striker, and appreciation, sure, but I think awe might be the right word. These guys are so good.
Mm-hmm. They are exceptional, and it's so great that live golf shots are happening here, and we're going to be updating our audience on the leaderboard throughout the show. But we spoke about the Rink Hole 2 weeks ago and how we talked about the length of the hole and how it's shorter than it has been in years past. Now that you've seen some shots on the Rink Hole, you got to experience the Rink Hole for yourself. Now that all the infrastructure is fully in, what are your thoughts on it right now?
I think it's going to be one of the most exciting spots on the property. How can it not be?
Yeah.
You know, you've got the best players in the world taking aim at a green that's going to funnel the ball down towards the hole. And I just sat outside and watched a few shots, and it is going to be the place to be on the property.
And any of those shots, did they scare the hole at all? Because is the pin in a bit of a bowl today?
Pin's in a bit of a bowl.
Like that.
I think our friends at the tour set it up for a little excitement on Thursday. They want to get the buzz going, and so do we. I would love to see a hole-in-one there today.
It would be exceptional. And what's really cool about it is sitting here now, it's Thursday morning, but come 4 o'clock tomorrow, come 4 o'clock Saturday, Sunday, we've seen renditions of our national anthem. We've seen different chants. Just how loud do you think it's going to be come the afternoon here?
Oh, I think you're going to hear it all around the property.
Yeah.
You know, Hunter Thompson just came through on Thursday morning, young, up-and-coming Canadian, and they're already banging the boards and supporting the Canadian players coming through. And I think it doesn't matter who you are. You hit a good shot here, they're going to cheer for you as well.
Yeah, and, you know, we've talked at length about the Rink Hole, but we haven't talked a lot about the finishing stretch here, too, because it is the perfect combination of challenge, risk, and reward, isn't it? That 16, 17, 18 stretch.
I think it's a great stretch of 3 finishing holes. 16th hole is a long hole that demands a great shot off the tee, and it's also a very challenging shot coming in. The 17th hole is another, 530-yard par 4 coming in that again requires a great shot off the tee, and then you get to 18, and it's certainly a risk-reward shot. And these guys have got the length and the game to bring 3 into play, bring eagle into play, and the hole is tricky enough that 6 is in play too. So I can't wait to be sitting there on Sunday watching the excitement as these guys come in and finish up the tournament.
Well, and even on 18, the risk-reward aspect of it, if you do lay up, given how the way the green is positioned and how it's slanted, if you overspin a wedge too much, you're dropping again right there, aren't you?
Absolutely, and that's where the 6 comes into play. Whether you're coming in 2 or 3, it requires a great shot.
Right. Now, when you were walking around with Sam Burns, with Chandler Phillips, what kind of reaction did you get from them about the golf course itself?
The feedback has generally been quite positive from the players. We're obviously very keenly aware and interested as to how they feel about the golf course and the renovations that we've made. The feedback's been good. The course is in great shape, and they're certainly happy to see that. The practice facilities, they're thrilled with the practice facilities. There's 1 or 2 holes they said might be a little bit too tough in the setup, and I'm not sure I agree with them on that. I mean, we've got some scoreable holes out there, and there should be a few holes that challenge them too.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, because any feedback in any line of life and constructive criticism is a good thing.
Absolutely.
And we're back here next year, right? So how much are you looking forward to maybe taking some feedback, some things that maybe people really like, maybe someone didn't like as much, applying that to your preparation into next year?
As we get ready for next year, it's important that we identify the things we did well, but also talk about how we can do them better. It's equally important that we take the constructive feedback from the players, from the fans, from our friends at the Tour, Golf Canada, and work together to ensure that next year is even better.
Yeah, 100%. And what's really cool about this is anyone can come and play this track. Is it next week that we reopen?
We reopen first thing on Tuesday morning. So, one of the biggest challenges for my team is getting past the hangover of Sunday night and the exhaustion that comes with running the event this week. But come Tuesday morning, we're open to the public. I think the tee sheet is full. Rightly so, golf fans are excited about coming to play where they see the best players in the world playing, and we're excited to have them coming in. So
yeah, absolutely. And aside from the great golf courses that are here, there's some world-class restaurants as well. There's Two Brothers. Is it the Fescue as well?
Fescue, yeah.
That's the other one. Give us, for those who haven't heard this story yet, because it's a really cool story, the story behind Two Brothers and the name of the restaurant.
My father and my uncle are the founders of the property.
Yes.
They first acquired the Heathlands Golf Course back in 1992. They assembled all the land you see around us today and built both the North and the Hoot Golf Courses, and opened in 2001, 2003. And they had a vision. They never followed through on that vision, but they left us an unbelievable slate of potential here. And it was important to us as we went forward with the development to make sure we're able to tell their story, that we're able to honor their contribution to everything you see here. We wouldn't be here if they hadn't put this assembly together. So they were quite a pair. My dad will be here on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing him watching it. My uncle's watching from somewhere, probably looking down on us with a big smile on his face. And it was important to us just to make sure that everyone knows who the Two Brothers are, and that we make sure that they're remembered every day here.
I'm so glad you told that story. It's giving me chills actually just thinking about that. Now, on a bit of a lighter note, when Brian Decker joined me yesterday, I put him on the spot, and I said, if you had to pick one thing off any menu here, what would you go with? Now, he told me the Vietnamese steak sandwich at Fescue. That is his go-to on the property. If you had to pick one, because there are some great options here, what would it be?
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, the menu at Fescue has been very popular. But I'm going to go with tried and true and say if I had to, when I'm hungry and it's cold outside and I need something, I go with a smash burger.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Oh,
and a local craft beer, and I'm good.
Yes. All right. Well, now I'm getting hungry and thirsty, which is great. Now, Chris, before we sign off and let you go, I've had the same conversation with people all around my wedding. Like, how am I going to feel the day of when things are going on, when all the preparation is really behind us? comparing sort of this tournament to a wedding, I know it's kind of a weird comparison, but how do you feel right now, and is it how you would expect you would have felt right now in terms of stress, anxiety, excitement, all the above?
You know, it's probably not a horrible analogy.
Thank you.
It's a day you plan for a long time, and it's a day and a period of time that's so important to you. I think I have been preaching to my team to step back and enjoy the moment. I was feeling a little stressed last week, and I think I said to myself, no, you've got to step back and enjoy these moments, enjoy these days. I feel calm, I feel confident, I feel proud, and I'm going to be out there walking around with all the golf fans taking in some of this great golf. We've got to this point. Let's enjoy it.
I love it, man. Well, I enjoy every conversation we have. We had to spend some time on Monday after a round of golf, too. You're a dear friend. Thank you so much for taking the time today, and enjoy the rest of the week. It's going to be so much fun.
My pleasure. Always great to sit down and chat with you.